Welcome back again, guys. This is the answer key solution to the mock exam for chapter 3-4. I just want to remind you to make sure that you write your answer in a complete expository sentence. Show all your work. And if you know these 5 problems, you're going to be solid. Here we go. Number 1, write a system of 2 equations in 2 unknowns and solve the system by substitution. The sum of 2 numbers is 75 and their difference is 20. So I'm just going to say x is my first number, y is my second. And if I add them up, x plus y, their sum is 70 according to this. 75 according to this. Their difference, well, that means we're going to do subtraction now. X minus y is equal to 20. Well, it says solve by substitution. I don't know why I told you that, because that's not the easiest way. Elimination is the easiest way. If we add these 2 equations up, let's add them. X plus x is 2x. Positive y plus negative y is 0. And 75 plus 20 is 95. Divide both sides by 2, you'll get your first number. X is equal to 47.5. Now, use this first equation. You can use either equation, but I'm using the first because I'm looking for y. I'm not looking for negative y, I'm looking for positive y, and that's what I see right there. It says x plus y is 75, so I'm going to say 47.5 plus y equals 75. Subtract 47.5 from both sides, and you'll get a y value of 27.5. And just a quick math check. I'm only going to show you this once. I'm not going to do all this math for you. I've already done all the math, so trust my calculations, TTM. If I add these 2 numbers, don't think that they had to be integers because they said numbers, not integers. So it's okay that they're decimals or fractions. 47.5 plus 27.5 equals what? 75. 47.5 minus 27.5 equals what? 20, like it said it would. So here's my complete expository sentence. The 2 numbers are 47.5 and 27.5, period. Happy face. Good to go. Question number 2. Jenna purchased an English text, a math text, and a chemistry textbook for a total of $276. The English text was $20 more than the math textbook, and the chemistry textbook was twice the price of the math textbook. What was the price of each textbook? Well, I don't like that word text. I don't know why I used it, but here we go. I'm going to go like this. EMC. This is going to be the English book cost. M is the math book cost. And C is the chemistry book cost. Please don't just say E is English, M is math, C is chemistry, because that's not what it stands for. It stands for the cost of the English book, the cost of the math book, and the cost of the chemistry book. So when you add them all up, E plus M plus C, the English book plus the math book plus the chemistry book was equal to $276. Now it's time to see if you know how to translate. English was $20 more than the math. English was $20 more than the math. E equals M plus 20. If the math book cost $100, the English was $120. You just add 20 to it. The chemistry book was twice the price of the math book. Chemistry was or is twice the cost of the math book. Again, if the math book is $100, chemistry is 2 times that, or $200. Now, check out what we got going on here. And here's what I want you to do. This is taking E's in terms of M's, C's in terms of M's. What I recommend you do is this. Take all of this, plug it in for E. Take all of this, plug it in for C, and rewrite this first equation like this. E, what is E equal to? M plus 20. So instead of writing E, write M plus 20. Plus this M in the middle. Plus, let's rewrite the chemistry book in terms of the math book. The chemistry is twice the math book, so instead of writing C, write plus 2M. And all of that still equals 276. So when I look at these and I combine like terms, I have 1M, 2M, 3M, 4M. So I have 4M plus 20 equals 276. Subtract 20 from both sides. 4M equals 256. Divide both sides by 4. So M equals 64. What was that? That's the cost of my math book. Come over here. E is going to be equal to that 64, the cost of math book plus 20. So the English book cost $84. And right here, the chemistry book is 2 times 64. So the chemistry book costs $128. Now, check this out. Everything has to agree, line up, and be true. If the math book is $64, add 20 to it, you get the English book at $84, it's $20 more, and the chemistry book is double 64 or 128. If I add up those three costs, 84 plus 128 plus 64, I said I wasn't going to do this, but I guess I will. 64 plus 84 plus 128, you're going to get that 276. So simply, the English book costs, what was it, $84? Math costs $64. And I'm just putting in the order that they gave them to me, and it doesn't really matter as long as the $84 goes with the English book, $64 goes to the math book, and the chem book costs $128, period. Happy face, good to go. These are tedious. They can be knocked out in about 25 to 35 minutes, but you just got to stick with them. At Colby's garage sale, all books were one price and all magazines were another price. Katie bought 4 books and 3 magazines for $1.45. Ben bought 2 books and 5 magazines for $1.25. What was the individual price of each? Very simple, very easy. B stands for the book price. M stands for the magazine price, the price for each magazine. Notice every single time I do this, it's not just for my benefit, it's definitely for your benefit. I'm labeling my variables so I know what to do. Turn this into an equation. 4 books and 3 magazines for $1.45. That's the same thing as 4B plus 3M equals 1.45. The next equation, 2 books and 5 magazines for $1.25. That's going to be 2B plus 5M. 2 times the price of each book plus 5 times the price of each magazine is going to come out to $1.25. All right, I'm going to use elimination here, and here's what I think I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll do it this way. I think it'll be less confusing. I'm going to eliminate the books, so I'm going to multiply this second equation. Let me do it my way. It's just going to seem a lot better. Some of y'all may not get this, but let me do this. First, let me multiply the second equation by 2. Let me tell you why I'm doing this. Watch what happens when I multiply second equation by 2. 2 times 2b is 4b, plus 2 times 5m is plus 10m. And 2 times $1.25 equals $2.50. Now, I want to make sure that my B's, or if I wanted to focus on my M's, I could have still done that. I want to make sure that I get the exact opposites of each other. This is a positive 4b, this is a positive 4b, so I'm going to actually multiply the first equation by a -1. Some of y'all are going to say, can I just multiply the second equation by a -2? Totally you can. Let me tell you why I'm doing it this way though. Watch what happens when I change all these signs. That becomes -4b minus 3m equals -1.45. Remember what we have to do here? We have to add these two equations to eliminate one of our variables. This goes away to 0, minus 4b plus 4b. And now the way I did it here, all my numbers are still positive. 10m minus 3m is 7m. So it looks like I'm going to find the price of each magazine first. What's 250 minus 145? It's $1.05. Dividing both sides by 7, I'm going to get the cost of each magazine is 15 cents. $1.05 divided by 7 is 0.15 or 15 cents. I'm going to show you how I rewrite that. There's two ways you can write it. You can throw a dollar sign in front of it, or you can, well, I'll get to it in when I do it. Now I'm going to pick one of these equations. Let me see. I think I'll pick this one. Doesn't matter which one you pick, but for me, I'm picking the easier equation to work with. I'm just taking this original equation, and I'm going to do this. 2b plus 5 times 15 cents equals $1.25. 5 times 15 cents is 75 cents, so 2b plus 75 cents equals $1.25. Subtract 75 cents from both sides. 2b equals 50 cents, and dividing both sides by 2, half of 50 cents is the cost of each book. If 2 books cost 50 cents, 1 book costs 25 cents. Now, watch how I'm going to write these a little bit differently than these two answers right here. You can go ahead and write this as a dollar sign, that's 25 cents, or you can write it like this. Here's how I'm liking to write it, okay? Books cost, or each book costs 25 cents. There's your symbol for cents. And notice, no decimals, no nothing. And each magazine magazines cost 15 cents. Period. Happy face. Almost done. Yeah, here we go. Michaela ordered some food. Some tacos and burritos. She ordered 6 tacos and 11 burritos for $18.25. Ian ordered 9 tacos and 8 burritos for $16.75. What's the price of an individual taco and what's the price of an individual burrito? All right. Heads up. Start with labels. T equals the price of a taco. B equals the price of a burrito. Write your two equations. 6 tacos and 11 burritos equals $18.25. Second equation in our system, 9 tacos and 8 burritos cost $16.75. If you understand this, please say check. Oh, nice, good. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to multiply first equation by a -3. And that's going to give us, I'm sorry. Let's make that a +3. And I'll tell you why in just a second. It's all about the positives again. 3 times 6t is 18t. 3 times 11b is plus 33b. And that's equal to 3 times 18.25. That's 54.75. I'm going to multiply the second equation by a -2. -2 times 9t is -18t. I'm eliminating my tacos here. Negative 2 times 18 is minus 16b. I'm sorry, negative 2 times 8b is negative 16b. 33 minus 16 gives me a positive amount of burritos. And negative 2 times 1675 is negative 3350. Definitely using a calculator at this point in time. Add these up. Those two cancel. We're using elimination. 33 Bravos or 33 burritos minus 16 burritos is 17 burritos. 54.75 minus 33.50 is 21.25. Dividing both sides by 17, we'll get 1.25. That's the cost of a burrito. Alrighty then. I think I'm going to use the second equation again, right here, to find out my cost of tacos. How? Easy. Use this original equation, 9t plus 8. How much were burritos? $1.25 equals 16.75. 9t plus 8 times $1.25 is 10. That equals 16.75. Subtract 10 from both sides. 9t equals 6.75. And dividing both sides by 9, you'll have the price of a taco. A taco costs 75 cents. All right. Here we go. Burritos cost, at this place, burritos cost $1.25. And tacos cost 75 cents. Notice how I rewrote those without the cents. If you use the cents, don't use the dollar sign, don't use the decimal. But I'm not going to say 125 cents. I'm going to say $1.25. I guess I could have turned this into 75 cents, but to try to remain consistent and to keep them the same, I wrote it like that. All right, I hope that's good for y'all. Last problem. Laura has 120 coins consisting of nickels, dimes, and quarters. The piggy bank problem. The coins value a total of $18.25, and the number of quarters is twice the number of nickels. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back to purple. Q, D, N. Q stands for the number of the number of quarters in the piggy bank. D stands for the number of dimes. And N stands for the number of nickels in the piggy bank. So if you just add it all up, not counting their values, just counting the number of coins, all the quarters plus all the dimes plus all the nickels equals 120 coins. Next, let's talk about the money. How much is a quarter worth? It's worth 0.25. So 0.25 times the number of quarters plus 0.10, the value of a dime, times all the dimes, plus 0.05 times N, the value of a nickel times all the nickels. It's like this. If you have 1 nickel, you have 5 cents. If you have 2 nickels, you have 10 cents. If you have 3 nickels, you have 15 cents. To find out the value of all your nickels, all your dimes, and all your quarters, you would multiply 0.25 times Q plus 0.10 times D plus 0.05 times N, and that's a value of 18.25. I'm going to change that in just a second. But before I do, let's take the last bit of information. The number of quarters is, Q is the number of quarters is, twice the number of nickels, 2N. All right, so check this out. This is talking about quarters related to nickels. What's missing? Dimes. So what do I want to do? I want to eventually get rid of dimes right here. I want to see if I can get rid of dimes in one of these equations. Well, first of all, let's get rid of a decimal. How? Let's take the second valued money equation and let's multiply it by 100 just to see what that gives us. 100 times this, 100 times that, and 100 times that, and 100 times that. I'm going to come up with an equation that says this. 25Q plus 10D plus 5n equals 1,825. All the decimals disappeared. All the decimals went away. Now, I want to get rid of dimes, so let's multiply the very first equation by -10. Multiply all these terms by -10, and we end up with -10q minus 10d minus 10n equals -1200. Just multiplying them all by 10. 10q, 10d, 10n, all negatives, and that equals -1200. What are we going to do with these two equations? We are going to add them up. We said the dimes go away to 0. 25q minus 10q is 15q. -10n plus 5n is minus 5n, and that's equal to 1825 minus 1200 is 625. Look at these two equations here. Notice they both have q's and they both have n's. Now we can use substitution because we know that q is equal to 2n. So I'm going to substitute 2n in for q here. 15 times 2n minus 5n equals 625. Look, I got one equation, one variable. I'm going to find the number of nickels right now. 30n minus 5n equals 625. 30 minus 5 is 25n equals 625. So the number of nickels is equal to 25. 625 divided by 25 is 25. That means I got 25 nickels, y'all. That's going to help me find the number of quarters, because if I multiply 25 times 2, that's going to be the number of quarters. I have 50 quarters. Now let's add these two up. The number of quarters, 50, plus the number of dimes, we don't know, plus the number of nickels, 25, that has to equal 120 coins. 75 plus the number of dimes equals 120. Subtract 75 from both sides, you'll end up with 45. The number of dimes is equal to 45. Now, quick math check. Are there twice as many quarters as nickels? Yep, 25 nickels, 50 quarters, twice as that. If I add these all up, they should, if I add up just their numbers, 50 plus 45 plus 25, 50 quarters plus 45 dimes plus 25 nickels, that equals 120 coins. Now let's do their values, and here's what you're going to do. How much is a quarter worth? 0.25. How many did I have of those? I had 50 of them, so multiply it times 50. Plus, how much is a dime worth? 0.10. How many dimes do I have? I have 45 dimes. And finally, plus the cost of the value of a nickel, 0.05. How many of those nickels do I have? I have 25. That should come out to a total of $18.25, which it does, because math is way too easy, y'all. All right. Laura has 50 Qs, quarters, 45 dimes, and 25 nickels. Get it? Got it? Good. We are done. 25 minutes. Thank you. Have a good day.